Welcome back to the Fishing Report, where I give my report from our wonderful hot springs lakes. We're going to go over to Degray, Ouachita, Hamilton. I do 2 of these a month, and I have not done a video in 3 weeks, and I've been on the water a lot. So I'm about to get a detailed report to help you guys out on your future trips, or just kind of compare to what you've been doing, and maybe you want to learn something, guys. But guys, welcome to the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. Jimmy Eastland, go by Coach E. I just got done with the on the water lesson today. Offshore forward-facing sonar here on Lake Hamilton. I've been on Lake Hamilton 3 times this week. I've been on it a lot this month and have a lot of trips upcoming on this lake. Guys, on the report, I've been on, I think in the last 3 weeks, I've been on Ouachita and Hamilton the most. I've not been on Degray any, and you guys have been following Degray, so when I've been on the least, due to I've been putting more time on Ouachita, Hamilton. So on the video, we're gonna go over them all, and we're gonna, some of the patterns kind of relate, but I'm gonna go through each lake individually. So we're gonna go to Degray, Hamilton, and then Ouachita. Okay, guys, but first I have my partners, and they're the reason I can do this. So first I'm gonna talk real quick about Futrell Marine. I'm right now in an Icon VLX20. It is a 25 model. Man, I've enjoyed this boat. It's a demo right now. If you're interested in checking out and riding one, send me a message. I've been showing this boat out, letting them ride in it. My most favorite thing about the boat, I have one thing I'm gonna talk about. There's a lot of stuff I like about the boat, but this is it right here. It's this deck. Today, I had 2 high school anglers with me. We can stand up here comfortably. I've had 2 full-size adults even last week, and we stand up here comfortably. This boat is designed to withstand your rough water, but also to fish offshore. And look at that thing. I only have 1 up there. Some people have 2, 3, but look at that right there. So that's my favorite thing about the boat. This one's gonna be for sale in a few months. If you're interested, man, it's gonna be for a good price too. It's gonna be for sale without the graphs. But I'm impressed with this boat right now. They're new. Jacob Wheeler, you know, guys, has been in them. And right now, Jacob Wheeler is one of the best in fishing, and he helped design this thing. So there's just a lot of things that, you know, I don't have much else to say. So guys, let's get into Degray, okay? So Degray, my reports lately is the fishing have been tough. Now, my man Trent Owens has had some bags in the night tournaments. I saw some other people have bags. Devin Garner had a big bag one night. Shout out to Devin. I think that was his grandpa with him. Hope I don't mess it up. Both really good fishermen, but shout out to Devin. One thing I started seeing happening, and this is me talking to Trent, I was getting some really good day reports at Degray, and then the shift kind of went to the night reports, and the night bags started showing up. And that was because we finally had consistent hot weather. And that's one thing about all of our lakes. Even Hamilton today, the thermocline's been set, but guys, I saw a bunch of dead fish floating. Dead stripers, dead bass. So there's something going on with that thermocline finally getting there. And we're gonna be on the end of it here soon. There's always that kind of happens this time of year. But Degray, that thermocline, some parts of the lake, I've heard it's 25, 20. But if I was fishing Degray, I know there's been some reports of some good fish caught in grass, top waters, but lately, man, it seems like they're probably gonna be on that outside edge. A big worm's gonna be a player at Degray, and I know like you want to throw your minnow style baits and stuff, but I wouldn't go there and do that. Okay, your spotted bass are gonna be more schooling on the main lake with the hybrids, and there can be some largemouth out there too. But from my experience, those largemouth are gonna be more in the back of creeks. So look for your structure such as points, flats, near creek channel bends, drop-offs to find the more bigger schools. And then of course the brush piles is going to be a big factor for your big fish. If you go graph, this happens at Degray, juice. If you go use your side imaging, find brim beds, and then find a near brush pile, because some of those guys like to plant brush piles near the brim beds. That's where some of your bigger largemouth are going to be. So there's something there. Throw a big worm, keep it simple, but they're just kind of there on Degray. So like I said, Degray I've not been much on, just kind of sharing a little bit of things there, but I would be targeting more the middle to back half of creeks on either the lower land as I get up. Typically for me though, as I work up going through the rivers, the water's a little dirtier as you get up, but they're easier to catch up there. As we're going to talk about Ouachita here in a bit, where I've been fishing a lot lately, is in the river section of Ouachita. But guys, before we get into Hamilton, okay, I want to say thank you to SAWCO Roofing Company for being a part of the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. Guys, we're on the tail end of the storms, but if you want to check and see if your roof has any damage from the storms, give SAWCO Roofing Company a call. Blue collar, family-owned business. They do a great job, and the people I know have used them have had excellent reports on just how everything goes together, from the insurance, from the details, and that's what I want to trust on something that I don't know much about, is my roof. You know somebody looking for a rent house or yourself, keep Rensselaer County HOTTTT.com in mind, with us having a Buc-ee's coming in, with all the movement kind of happening in Saline County. If you are not ready to buy a home and you want to rent property, or if you know someone looking for rental property, rentsalinecounty.com is a great place to start looking, okay? So the website's really easy to use. So I'm going to show you some of the clips right there just to see if there's a place for your budget for the Haskell area, Benton, Bryant. But like I said, with Buc-ee's coming in, like I said, keep it in mind, okay, if you know somebody coming. All right, guys, Hamilton. Yesterday, I had a rough trip at Hamilton, but we've had some good ones. In the last couple of weeks, we've had some 30-fish days, some 50-fish days. One of my best days for 5 was 7. Let me tell you guys about a new service that I'm offering, and it is my lake breakdowns from my fishing trips that I've done that include my on-the-water lessons, my content, or my guide trips. So what I do is I have a video recording anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes long of me going over where I fished and what I was looking for and how I was targeting them during my lessons. Right now I have a limited spots for my Arkansas guys. If you're out of the state, it's going to be free game. This is for you to learn. It's not for you to follow me or to go find spots. It's for you to learn. My people that are already done it have used it to learn, and it's helped them out on their trips on my lakes, Hot Springs or Ouachita, Hamilton, Degray, or it's helped them out on their lakes that are out of the state. So it's a learning opportunity, guys, for you. If you're interested, send me a message on my Facebook page or send me an email. Like I said, I have limited spots available. 17 pounds, which is good out here for a day trip. And that was on the day that Griffin and Cole had 15 at night. So that was weird that and I caught those middle of the day, but that was weird. I'm just talking about to y'all how I had a bigger bag in the day, and that was their smallest bag that they've had. Shout out to Cole and Griffin. I know has been fishing with them, but whoever's been fishing with Cole's been doing good. But Griffin can catch them too. Griffin had a bag out here one day. I mean, he should probably do the report as much as he's on here. So anyway, those two guys are really good hammers. There's some people wanting them to go back to college right now, just so they can quit fishing the night derbies. But guys, the night tournaments have been taking 18 to 20. I don't fish at night, but my day trips have been 11 to 15 pounds. A lot of fish until this week. I had one day that was 15 fish. And then today we had 23 in 5-6 hours, but it was still fun. We had 11 pounds. How we're catching those, just getting to it now. We're just getting to it. A lot of people come to the minnow, all right? They want to come to the minnow. I got 3 of them on. All right, so here's a freeloader. Got the freeloader on. Got the baby Z2 on. And now this is what I'm also throwing at Ouachita, okay? I'm going to have different ones on. I got the freeloader, baby Z2, wing fluke. I got different size jig heads from an 8, 3/16, and a quarter. The other factor right now is the hover rig. All right, so here's the core tackle hover rig. I got on a freeloader right here. It's the 1/8 ounce size, okay? I like the hover rig when those fish start schooling. And even if they're not just schooling, but they're up there hanging out high on the surface on your piece of cover like brush or your rock or your grass. But that's when I really like the hover rig. And I'm gonna throw it out there, twitch, switch, pause, twitch, switch, pause. And if it's the day they're eating it, you're gonna know. I'm just gonna tell you, you're gonna know, okay? The guys, I'm using level rods. People I know that have used them with me have been impressed. I've been impressed with them. If you have any questions on them, let me know. I have a link down there. Okay, if you use it, it helps me out. Okay, I get $10 a rod or something. Appreciate you guys. It helps me out, for real. Another factor. Okay, now my day that I had the big bag on Hamilton. But before I get to that, top water's been a player. Zara Spooks, okay? Smaller Zara Spook size. Color's not been much of a problem. The sexy shad colors have been good. Whites. Most of my people, I've been telling them to bring a Zara Spook. Okay, bring a Zara Spook, and that's been the player lately. Flutter spoon, a couple days here and there. I've not really caught much on the flutter spoon lately, but I got it on the deck. And then a worm, a big worm today. Caught them actually good at times. Caught some better quality fish. And then the Nico rig as well right here. Well, I gotta get that out of the sun. That's why I'm putting everything over here. That's hot right there, guys. Put the thing over here in the shade. But my day out here where we've had the bigger bag, it was on a jig and a hair jig, okay? It was on these 2 combos. Got rods everywhere. So I got the True Bass Shuttlecock hair jig and then a 3/4 ounce structure jig with the bodega. It was just a day they ate. And how I was targeting them was, and I'm going to talk about baits, but I'm talking about areas, okay? But how I was targeting them this day with these, this was mainly ledges in that 10 to 15 foot zone, and then this was 10 foot up. I was targeting fish that were around wood, that were up here, I think, going after brim, and I was stroking this through them. and having success. They ate it. It was fun. It was just a day they ate. But now on these other baits, what I've been doing is I'm looking for high spots, points that are near your main channel, creek channels. I'm looking for schools, but I'm not just catching suspended fish. We're targeting fish even on the bottom. So if your thermocline's in 20 foot, I'm looking for them at that 15, 16, 17 foot range. Even with the minnow, other baits, there was one day, this was a player. We're going through everything. Right here, the little hammer, caught him one day. Little tail spinner, okay? Caught him one day. I lost that one. It was dang beat up really bad. I felt sad. Now another compliment to my hair jig bite, and this is a deal too, I like throwing over brush piles, those drops, you know, is the core tackle tush with the spunk shad. This is a 3/8 ounce 3/8 ounce 4/0 hook. So that hair jig I throw is 5/8 ounce. That one right there is 3/8, so it's kind of like my complement. It falls slower and different than that hair jig. That hair jig kind of goes up through them. I've been fishing the lower end of the lake to the Bubba's Bridge, Airport Road Bridge, okay? I've not been going above it. I like to get up there more, but that part of the lake just burns me. Guys, before we get into the Ouachita segment, I want to say thank you to Bath Plain of Arkansas for being a part of the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. As you're looking at these before and after model shots of these bathrooms, if you've been thinking lately of wanting to remodel your bathroom, give Bath Plain a chance. They're located in both Hot Springs and Little Rock. Chris and his team do a great job with the communication, with the support to fit your needs of the remodel of your bathroom. I want to say thank you to BJ Stump Removal for being a part of the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. If you've had a tree fall on you recently with our storms that we've had, and you have that root of that tree and that stump there, and it's just looking ugly in your yard, more importantly, those roots can keep growing and hurt your foundation, guys. If you're located in South Arkansas or even up in the Hot Springs area and you're looking for somebody that you could trust, I would trust BJ with BJ Stump Removal. I'm gonna leave their information down below. Thank you, BJ, for being a part of the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. Okay, guys, Lake Ouachita. Man, we've had some fun at Ouachita, okay? My last trip was more rough, and it kind of shifted. This hot weather came, fishing kind of got tougher a little bit, but it kind of shifted a little bit. So, how I've been targeting them, there was one day I went back to the clear water, and we caught fish in trees on points, secondary points. They're 20 to 30 foot in these trees, and when you find them, there's schools of them. And we're throwing the minnow at them, big worm, Nico rig, Zara spook, and that's how I target them in the clear end. But, and there's fish in grass. You can go catch them out of grass. If I'm gonna go fish in grass though, I'm gonna throw a jig or a worm. So for example, that the thing came off, I'm gonna throw this dude, and I'm gonna let this thing fall through it. I'm gonna stroke it or swim it. Mainly for me, I'm probably gonna stroke it, just because I just want to stroke that thing, get that thing kind of going, to kind of create a little reaction strike. But for me lately, like I said, I did one trip in the clear water, but I've been going to the west end. I've been going to the west end because the water's a little dirtier. That thermocline's set up to where they're a little shallower, and I just feel like when the water's hot, I can catch more fish in that dirtier water. Because when it's that clean water, man, they're just smart, and they're eating at night. And it's just hard to catch them. It is. Now you have your flurries, and there's some people that had some good days. I've talked to some guys, but for me, I've been on that west end. What I've been doing is going on flats and trying to find big schools. And then we did find, and we've been on them and catching fish at them. What I call a Kentucky Lake School of Lake Ouachita, and I'm talking 200 to 300 fish. And they're on the bottom. Now there were some days where they're coming off the bottom, they're getting in their wolf packs and they're schooling and doing their thing, then they go right back. How we've been catching those fish is a minnow. Okay, a 1/4 ounce head. Those fish are like sitting. That's a 3/16 right there. Where's my quarter? I don't have my quarter on right now, so I have an 1/8 3/16. My quarter's in the box. Okay, so how I've been targeting those when they're on the bottom, like 15 to 17 foot, I like going a 1/4 head to keep it right there above them. The lighter heads kind of stay high when you're shaking them, so that 1/4 kind of stays there because they're staying on the bottom and they're coming up. Baby Z2's been catching them. A freeloader's been catching them. Different ones. Nico rig, we've been throwing a Nico rig at them too. Another way on that west end is we kind of started developing. That's going to develop coming up in the upcoming months. Is in the upcoming weeks. Is you're fishing trees, but they're out there in wolf packs swimming around. They're schooling. They're kind of doing their thing, and that started developing. But they have trees they live in. And around that hatchery area is where some of these trees that we found some fish, and we're catching them. Catch them with top water, your spook, throwing the minnow, and then the Nico rig to kind of go in there as well. So I've been on that west end, and so I've been fishing them flats, and like you're saying flats, like some of these flats are like off, like if there's a channel bend, it's gonna be on the inside edge, okay? So That's one thing that I've been looking for. I like the drops, you guys know. I've been catching some fish in brush in that 15 to 20 foot zone as well. But that west end has been really, really good to me lately, guys. So let me know if you have any questions. Send them down below. Let me know how you guys have been doing as well. Appreciate you guys watching the fishing report. And guys, we will see you on the next one.